All right, everyone. Welcome to our weekly market overview. Again, I would like to apologize na medyo delayed ng konti yung pag-release natin. Normally, it's on Saturday. Kaso, inabot ako ng linggo, no? Talagang medyo duguan kasi yung schedule ko for the next couple of weeks. So, I do apologize kung medyo may delay tayo sa mga videos natin. I'll try my best to stick to the schedule as much as I can, but it might not always be possible. Okay, hopefully, and I've said this in other videos, umayos yung schedule sooner rather than later, and we can go back to our regularly scheduled programming. Alright, now sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, what we do for our weekly market overview is we take a look at yung index as well as the other sectoral indices to try and see if may napipaint ba or may nakikita pa tayong big picture sa mga potential trades that we're seeing sa market, no? We use it to give us an overview lang para dagdag confluence sa atin, dagdag conviction sa mga potential trades that we're seeing and so on. Okay? And as always, we'll start off sa weekly chart ng PSEI. Now, I mentioned na we wanted to see price hold above tong 7,055, and for a while there I thought na we were gonna close beneath it, kaso hindi, no? Nag-start tayo this week, we gapped down and we stayed down. Okay? If sabihin natin next week tuluyan tong mabasag, then mag-open up na tong range na to, yung 6,700 to 7,000, and I think lang if mabasag nga yan and we start holding beneath it, that might be it for Q4. Meaning, baka for the remainder of December, mag-consolidate na lang tayo between 6,700 and 7,000, 7,100 na area. And then from there, mag-a-assess yung market what it wants to do come January. But again, ano lang yun? Maybe lang po yun Hindi ko sinasabi na yun yung mangyayari. Okay? However, if we can stay above tong 7,055 to 7,100 na area, maybe fill this gap here. Okay? Pag nagawa po natin lahat yon, then maybe dito naman tayo. Mag-range bound tayo between 7,000 and 7,400 more or less na area. May double top tayo na naghihintay dito, no? That price could come back and tag sooner rather than later. However, this week wasn't the best and we can't exactly cover it up and say, hindi, bullish yan and everything. Syempre, hindi pa rin maganda yung nangyari. And it's best to be cautious, it's best to be wary, and it's best to be prepared. Now, let's drill down sa daily time frame para matignan natin with greater detail, no? Now, sa daily time frame, ayun nga, nabasag nga natin yung 7,055 and itong white zone na to. Bakit important tong white zone na to? Kasi tong white zone na to, yan yung last little bit of consolidation, di ba? Nag-push down tayo, nag-consolidate konti, then we moved up. Di ba? So, ang expectation ko was if price came back there, tapos we wanted to push higher, it might form a higher low somewhere there, and then we push higher from there. Kaso hindi yun yung nangyari, no? Ang nangyari dito sa daily, parang nabuo nga to Nag-head and shoulders pattern tayo, then we broke beneath the trend line, di ba? Or the neckline, and we started trading beneath it na. Now, kung ganito lang kaliit yung head and shoulders pattern, obvious naman na naabot na niya yung pattern target niya. However, as I said, based on the weekly chart pa lang, it's not looking as bullish as before. Before, it was consolidating here. Now, it gapped down and stayed down. So, we want to see it hold above this area. Again, maybe if we include yung daily, yun nga, come back, tag this gap, maybe even come up to 7.3. Then see if we can break it from there to take this range here. And then eventually, maybe break 7.4, 7.5 to push higher. But for now, we broken down dito sa area natin. We came back up. I read somewhere that people were saying, hindi, mock down. Pero I checked, maliit lang naman yung mock down Nangyayari naman yun. Hindi naman uncommon occurrence na may minor mock up or mock down on close, no? Okay? So, yun po yung sa PSEI. Next, let's take a look at FINA. Okay? Now, sa FINA, ganun pa rin. Di ba last week, when we looked at this, price broke out here, di ba? Came up. We're trading within this range. Price came down. Tag tong high na to. So, itong high na to, yung extreme high ng cluster of highs na to, di ba? High end ng range na yan. We came back, tagged previous resistance, turned support, and so far, we're still holding above it. We even filled that gap more or less, no? Kapos siguro to ng konting-konti, but more or less, we filled that gap and we're holding above that. So what we want to see from FINA, assuming that the index does decide to consolidate, then maybe what FINA does is mag-conso muna tayo dito. And then from there, we assess what it wants to do. Gusto ba niya mag-break na to the upside? I-break yung 1650 to 1680 na area. And if so, maybe we fill this gap here. Maybe we push higher to this area of lows here, and so on. Okay? However, if magpatuloy tayo and mag-break tayo to the downside, we might come back dito sa area of previous consolidation na to, minor consolidation. Okay? We might come back, tag it, then we'll see kung mag-hold ba yan. Kung pati yan mabasag and mabasag din tong 1361 na support, then I think mas malalim na to, we might come back to this area here. So that's 1170 to mga 1090 more or less na area, or maybe even come back and tag itong area of lows na to. Okay, for now, mukhang sideways pa rin. Baka gayahin lang ng FINA tong movement na to dito sa area na to. So let's see what happens from there, no? Next, let's take a look at mining. Okay. So yung mining, actually wala nagbago. Okay? Last week, we printed that candle. This week, we just printed a candle that that closed within the same candle. So it wouldn't surprise me kung mag-range muna to, at the very least come back and tag tong mga highs na to dito. Tong mga mini highs, tas may mini low dyan. It wouldn't surprise me if price came back, tag that, then from there, saka natin desisyonan kung ano yung balak niyang gawin. It could come back, tag itong 10,073 again. Okay, as I mentioned, pwede rin siya magbuo ng parang head and shoulders pattern there. And if so, titignan natin. If mabasag siya to the upside, then we open up this range here, 10,073 to 10,900. Pero kung mabasag naman tong 9,016, then we open up this range below. So that's 8,066 to 9,016, more or less. Okay? For now, it's still looking a little bearish / possible, slightly ranging muna for the short term. Yung itsura nitong chart na to sa akin. Let's see what happens. It could come back and fill this gap pa, no? May unfilled gap pa tayo dito. But let's assess what happens from here. Nothing too exciting. At the very least, yung kumbaga pinaka-positive na masasabi natin is not much really happened dito sa mini. Okay? Next, let's take a look at INDU. Okay? So yung INDU, similar sa index, we gap down, no? Gap down, tapos nag-hold tong area natin. That's 10,000, 10,330, no? I mean, I know it's not precise, but the 10.3 area more or less held. Ito nga yung dinodrawing natin before na may brief area of consolidation here. And it also acted as support before, itong area na to. So it doesn't surprise me na nagkaroon tayo ng konting reaction sa area na to. However, we did close slightly beneath it. So that opens up the possibility that price might come back and trade within this range here. So that's 9,700 hanggang 10.3. Kung mangyari man yon, baka mabuo na nga natin yung head and shoulders pattern din dito. Let's see, no? Then from there, we don't want to see a break beneath 9.7. Kung mabasag yung 9.7, it opens up this range beneath. So that's 8.9 to 9.7. However, kung sabihin natin mag-hold to, mag-carve out tayo ng higher low, di syempre may bullish scenario tayo where price pushes up, takes out this high, takes out 11,168 na high, and then we can come back and target yung mga highs dito, tong cluster of highs na to. So that's around mga 11,900, 11,800, 12,000 na area, no? Okay, so yan yung mas bullish na scenario na tinitignan natin. For now, it's still looking like a retracement, but hindi natin masabi how deep that would go. Maaaring from here, it just breaks to the downside. Wag naman sana, no? Sana mag-hold at least man ng area na to, itong area where we previously resisted prior to breaking out. So kung mag-hold yan, let's see what happens from there. Okay? Next, let's take a look at prop. So prop, unlike sa mini, nasabi ko na parang walang nangyari. No, ngayon, ito, we actually closed beneath this small range that we were trading from. Okay? So, obviously, that's not a bullish sign. However, we did come back and tag tong area of consolidation here, which we also discussed before, no? So, again, it's trapped in no man's land, meaning yes, a lot of people can say, hindi, bullish yan, hindi, bearish yan. But the truth of the matter is, price is stuck where you don't want it to be stuck. Kasi ngayon, hindi mo masabi kung ano ba talaga gusto niyang gawin. Diba? It's hard to predict now eh. Yes, it reacted from here. But we close within this tiny range here. What's it gonna do? Magkakonso ba muna siya? Will it break to the downside? Okay, so that's two possible scenarios. And of course, the third scenario is we just push higher, break above 3.5, and that opens up this area here. No? But because of yung current state ng structure, it's hard to tell kung alin yung mas probable na gawin niya. Diba? Normally, we don't go through parang multiple scenarios na cover neutral, bearish, bullish, lahat na. Tapos sabihin ko lang sa inyo na, hindi ko alam na mangyayari. Pero ganun talaga itsura dito eh. Diba? Let's watch. Let's see next week kung maging mas clear yung chart niya. Kung magbigay siya ng more clues as to what it wants to do. However, I will say na it's not exactly the best na nabasag natin tong mini range na to. It's looking more bearish than bullish for me. But it's more neutral than either pa rin. Right? Next, let's take a look at holdings. Alright. So, holdings, ganun din. It came back and tested tong area natin of support. However, again, it was consolidating tightly here tapos nalaglag siya. 'Di ba? So, bakit ayaw ko ng ganun? Now that dalawa na yung nakikita natin. Kasi I'm expecting na this area beneath this tight consolidation will likely act as resistance if price tries to move back up. Bakit? Kasi syempre, yung mga nag-ipon dito, 'di ba? Nag-ipon dito sa konso na to na hindi nag-cut or ayaw mag-cut for one reason or another, kung bumalik man dyan yung price, ano usually yung mentality ng mga tao? 'Di ba? Makalabas ng buhay. So, hindi naaagulat na kung bumalik man dyan yung price, mauntog siya kasi itong mga nag-ipon dito sa konso na yan, baka sinusubukan lumabas ng buhay. Okay? Now, ang bullish scenario dito, of course, is for price to break to the upside, pero hindi na enough na balikan niya to for me. Gusto ko mabasag na tong 7.6 na area, 7.614, para mag-open up tong range na to hanggang 8,182. At ang ayaw naman nating makita is for price to start trading firmly beneath tong 6.7 na area kasi that opens up this range beneath. Okay? Next, let's take a look at SERV. Okay, so SERV, nag-gap down din tayo, filled the gap, then stayed down. Okay, nung trinay nating i-challenge yung high, hindi umabot. So ngayon, ang tinitignan ko, itong swing low na to. If price can come back and break this swing low here, then we're looking to see if this blue zone will hold. If you guys remember, matagal ko nang drinowing tong blue zone na to. Diba? Nakakailang linggong videos na tayo na sinasabi ko na if price comes back to this blue zone, then it would be an area to possibly watch kung yung mga inaabangan nating stock picks or mga nasa watchlist natin na connected sa services ay pwedeng mag-form ng bullish structure. Okay? Parang sinasabayan niya tong chart na to. Then maybe that's an opportunity to get in. However, if mabasag natin tong blue zone altogether, price might just come back dito sa area of consolidation na to, around 1633. At that point, I won't exactly be very bullish about it na. Parang ang lalim na nung retracement. But there might be bounce trades available if you guys want to look for something like that. Okay? If sabihin natin from there, tuluyan din mabasag tong 1.5. For me, pag ganon, medyo kahit bounce trade, di ko nahahanapin, di ko na ipipilit. Baka GG na yun, bumalik na tayo sa mga lows na to. Hanapin natin yung support na yan. And then we'll assess from there what happens. Of course, the market could very well just say, hindi, mali ka eh. So we just break to the upside and masaya lahat, no? Break to the upside, then from there, we can target these highs here. Okay, and mabasag yan. Etong mga highs naman dito. Okay? So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope na kahit papano may natutunan kayo na nagustuhan nyo po itong video na to. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!